Well, hello. Oh, God, what a day it's been. Oh, dear me, dear me. I got up at 4 o'clock this evening and I popped into the kitchen and there was something black fluttering around the room. Absolutely terrified me. I ran out of the kitchen and I closed the door. And I went and I phoned an exterminator. I said, can you come around to the flat? I said, I think it's a moth in there. It's black. It's got orange eyes. And I'm terrified to go back in there. Could you please come? I started crying on the phone. Oh, God, it was terrible. Oh. Anyway, the exterminator came. He said, it's going to be £250. He said, to kill the moth, he said. I said, do whatever you got to do. I said, just get it out of the kitchen. I said, I'll pay the £250. Don't you worry about that. Oh, God, oh, dear. So I waited out in the hall while he was in there doing his thing, but then he came out to the hall and he said, there's a bit of a problem. I said, what's the problem? He said, it turns out it's an endangered species moth. It's called a Coventry blue moth. That's what he said. He said, if I kill that moth, he said, I could be fined, he said, a lot of money. He said, I'd probably go to prison. And he said, I'd probably spend more years in prison than a murderer would spend in prison, he said, because he said, the British government really cares about endangered species. And I said, well, I just want the bloody moth out of me kitchen. And he said, if I move the moth to somewhere else, he said, and something happens to it, he said, I could get into trouble. He said, I could lose my business. He said, I need your support here. He said, I'll get rid of the moth. He said, but he said, it's going to cost you an extra £250. And I said, I'm not paying £250 more. He said, well, look, he said, either you pay £500 in total, or I'll leave the moth here and you can deal with it yourself. Now, I was terrified when he said that. The idea that I'd have to go back into that kitchen and confront the moth. Oh, God, fluttering around. God only knows what it would do to you, you know. So I said, right, here's the £500 now. I said, get rid of it. So he said, right. He said, what I'll do is, he said, I'll squash it with the squatter. And he said, I'll throw it into the toilet, flush the toilet. And he said, I'll not tell anyone about it. And he said, if you don't tell anyone about it, no one will be the wiser. And I said, all right. So he got rid of the mud. I heard the toilet flushing later. He brought it into the bathroom after he killed it, flushed it, got rid of the evidence. I didn't look. I was terrified to even look at the mud, even when it was squashed. Absolutely terrified. Anyway, later I was on the internet. I was talking to a few people about Twin Peaks on a forum, and I suddenly got it into my head about the Coventry blue moth and how it cost me £500 to get rid of it on the QT so that the environmental crowd wouldn't be down my neck. So I decided to do a wee Google about the moth, and it turns out it doesn't bloody exist. The guy, he took advantage of my artistic temperament and my autism, guys. That's what he did. Absolute crook. Total crook. Oh, God, what a day it's been. Oh, dear me. Moths fluttering round the kitchen. And then you've got these shady exterminators squeezing money out of you. Oh, God, it's terrible. Drive you to the drink, so it would. Drive you to the drink. Anyway, I want to talk about a few things. I have this uncanny ability to know when a card arrives, and I'm able to smell through the envelope whether there's money in the card or a check or whatnot. But I was telling that to some people in the Telegram group there recently, and they were saying, oh, but how come you opened Michael's Christmas card, Michael from Massachusetts? And I said, well, I smelt cash in that card, I said, and that leads to two possibilities. Either Michael put the cash in the card and then he had second thoughts about it, or some absolute diversity hire in the Royal Mail stole the money out of the card. Oh, God, what a country, what a country we've become when you've got diversity hires in the post office stealing your hard-earned money from other people. Oh, dear me. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, dear me. Oh. It doesn't bear thinking. Oh, God. You know what? It would not surprise me if the Starmer regime, just to upset us, they started bringing in literal baboons to run the Royal Mail. Oh, God, imagine that. An assembly line of baboons furrowing their brows as they pickpocket our letters, our love letters, and our Christmas cards. Oh, dear me, what a country. Oh, God. You might as well give up. Oh, dear me, dear me. A beloved institution, the Royal Mail, a beloved institution, and the possibility there hovering over us like a piano, a Damocles sword. Starmer and his cronies going to bring in literal baboons to take over our beloved institutions. Oh, God. Oh, dear me, dear me, dear me. All right, but on the positive side, guys, I've released a new NFT. This is called the Godrod NFT, and I'll just play the advertisement here for it. People are going crazy auctioning. People are going crazy in the auction. They're trying to try and what's the verb for auctioning? What's the verb? When you want to try and buy, you pay more than the other person for the thing. What do you call that? It's not to auction, because auction is selling the thing. What's it when you try to... Oh, bid, that's the word, bid. People are bidding like crazy on the website trying to buy the Godrod NFT. So I'll play the advertisement here for you. Millennial Moans has released a brand new NFT, the Godrod NFT. It reacts to your very touch. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to acquire the Millennial Moans Godrod NFT. Like the Highlander movie, there can be only one. The Millennial Moans Godrod NFT. Get it before it's gone. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the advertisement. A lot of freaks in there, bidding for it. It's really in demand. I expect it to fetch about 9,000 British pounds to Godrod NFT. A lot of people in there, a lot of freakies dying to get their hands on it, dying to manipulate it and see it react to their very touch. So that's about all I want to say. I'll be making more videos if the demand is there. So if I get about 20 likes on this video, I'll probably make another one this week about me audition for Mrs. Doubtfire. So that could be a later video if I get 20 likes on this video. I haven't got 20 likes yet, which is rather disappointing because a guy of my caliber should be getting about 100,000 likes. So there you go. And I noticed as well that the Christmas cards, I was on about the Christmas cards, that, I can usually smell when there's cash in the card, I can usually smell if there's a cash or a check. But, the Christmas cards are kind of not coming now. They're kind of, I think people are not going to send them any more of them. So I've decided that, I've got to get flexible. I've got to get with the times, got to get with the time of the year. And that reminds me to tell you that you can now send to Millennial Moans your Valentine cards. So if you want to send a Valentine card stuffed with cash, stuffed with checks, please forward it to the P.O. box. I would love to read out your Valentine's cards. And if you want, you can draw a picture of me in a very majestic way. And I'll describe that to my audience. So make sure you send your Valentine's Day cards to Millennial Moans before the date, before Valentine's Day, so I can make a video about it. And if you send it after Valentine's Day, that's no problem either, so long as it's stuffed with cash. Valentine's Day doesn't just have to be Valentine's Day. Once there's cash in the card, they can come in at all times of the year. All right, now I think that's all I want to say. Make sure that's all I want to say. So Valentine's Day cards, I've got through that. Let me just tick that on me notepad. That's talked about that. And of course, of vital importance, the Godrod NFT.